We've rolled a 6. We did it. Won the die roll with the highest roll possible. And this hand is very fast. So we're definitely going to keep it and hopefully not get screwed up too much by any removal or sweepers. We've got turn 1 Falcon, turn 2 Inspector Falcon. That might be enough to put a lot of people in trouble. So let's see. We also have 2 journeys to get blockers out of the way. But we are seeing a swamp, so that might kill our chances here. Well, let's go ahead and try and make this happen. If this is mono black, we could be in trouble. He just floated straight to our attack step, so we're looking okay. I am going to go ahead and throw this other falcon out, and we're going to see what we can do. Ooh, I think I need to draw because he might Victim of Night our Thraben Inspector before combat. Alright, hopefully that doesn't happen. Ooh. So what's going on here? Just nothing, huh? Okay, so if we get hit with Chittering Rats, we're going to be very sad because we have nothing to follow up besides a Journey to Nowhere, which will still be okay. This is not a good matchup. I can't imagine it being very good. And hopefully it's a Rager. That would be best case scenario. Probably still Journey a Rager if that's an option. Nope. Okay, so not great, but we're still going to Journey you to get in for that 5 damage, knock you down to 8, and we'll go from there. Obviously, we need to draw some more cool stuff, otherwise we're going to get destroyed. We definitely need another soldier or a knight because one spot removal spell is going to keep us from being able to attack. And we definitely don't want that to be our reality. We drew both Journey to Nowheres. That's definitely good for us. Yeah, pretty sad. So we're going to have to Journey again, knock you to 3, and hope for the best after that. I mean, we don't have to Journey again, but that's definitely what I want to do. So can I just steal the win here? Like I said, this opening is going to put a lot of people in trouble, so the question is, did I put him in enough trouble? Wow, the answer is yes. And I would have drawn Lumathread Field there. Okay, well, we stole a game. That's certainly good. The only thing I can really hope to do from here is to steal even more games. I think we are going to cut the Falcon, though, because they play things like Kumbai Witch and stuff, so I think we need to just go a little bigger, a little more card advantage heavy, and particularly a little more explosive in one attack with Guardian's Pledge. Then I think we also want to bring in Journeys because it slows his devotion down, and that's going to be very important. Relic of Progenitus is only marginally impressive, and I think the rest is going to stay in the sideboard. You know, this guy, yeah, only marginally impressive, I would say. Yeah, okay, we got a lot of 2-for-1s, so maybe we can make something happen. So I imagine we'll be on the draw this time, yeah. And we can keep this hand. A lot of 2-for-1s here, so we're very happy about that. And he mulliganed, so might be able to just steal a match here just for good measure. So will he go to 5? He's thinking about it, so it must not be that insane of a hand. Keeps 6, puts a card on the bottom. So might be land light or land heavy. Should I lead on Traveler or Inspector? I'll lead on Traveler. It eats up Chainer's Edict. And doesn't really attack through a 2-drop. Okay, cool. So, is it worth it to play out 2 guys next turn? I don't really think he can sweep us, so I'll go ahead and do it. He's going to have a guy for us, but we'll also have Journey. Maybe that means Cathar's better, Because next turn I could have played Journey and a guy. Oh, just an oubliette. Cool. So not too bad for us. Ooh, Attended Knight. Good draw. So, the problem here becomes, do I test the waters against Evankar's Justice is the only card that makes this bad. Any other sweeper is not good enough just yet, so I will test the waters. And I think I'll leave up Guardian's Pledge after that. Okay, Pestilence. So Pestilence is interesting. I might just Guardian's Pledge him here. 3, 6, 11, 14. And then he has to go to 1. Yeah, I think that's the play. It's a bit problematic if he plays... No, 3, 6, 10, 13 drops him to 4. It's a little problematic if he plays Grey Merchant, but then I get to Journey it. He gains 6, goes up to 10, then I Journey it and knock him back down. So I think this is the way to do it. So he's at 4, he can go to 2. But then I can play a guy and he has to go to 2 again. I mean, he needs the land and the Grey Merchant. I think he's going Grey Merchant. Puts him back up to 10. I can Journey it away. Yeah, he's doing it. So, Pestilence. This might be reason enough to go Patrician Scorn. So, had I left up Strands to try and get around this, it wouldn't have really done anything, to be totally honest. So he's going to 2. Now he's playing Witches. Okay, so I could just Journey the Witches, which kills the Pestilence. And he's still at 2. I think that's okay. Because it takes away 2 Devotion, which makes the Grey Merchant worse. And then I can play 2 guys, and he's at 4. So he's probably not going to fire that off, yeah. So we killed Pestilence. He's going to be at 4 here. Or not. Oh, he's got Bottle Gnomes. Okay. So yeah, I'll just play a bunch of guys. Now, if he has an Edict, like Geth's Verdict, I think I'd rather play this first. We might be able to scrape by here. So this is pretty good for us. We're hellbent though. We do get to draw an extra card soon. Okay, 6 mana. He's going Gary. Yep. So he's at 4, and he's at 6. Gains 4, and is potentially at 9 now. So we don't have any attacks, which is cause for concern, and this is why the matchup is very tough. But we've got some air units now, so we might be able to squeak by through the air, or even just with another Guardian's Pledge. And I'm not going to hold any of these guys back. I'll just play as many as I can, which is going to be 1 more. And we have no attacks. Not really. I mean, we would lose 2 guys and just get in for 1 damage, and the Ball of Gnomes is eventually going to get him back up to 9. But we have some blocks if he's going to try and get aggressive. Okay, so he's not going to. It's not a whole lot to bounce with the core Skyfisher, really. I mean, we could bounce the Attended Knight just to get around it. The other thing we could end up doing is bounce the attended knight and try and save it for later, meaning make it a way to replenish after another sweeper. It's probably decent enough. He's at 4, which is virtually 7. So I'm going to play one more guy. I'm actually going to hold the Squadron Hawk back. Because Pestilence for 1 is pretty nasty. Actually, I'll just play it. I'm going to make him have a sweeper or something. He's got too much life gain here. Looks like he's got something. Yeah, he had the Echoing Decay. Yeah, that's too bad. Okay. Yeah, he's really kind of in control here. I think I'm going to have to commit. He's going to send Grey Merchant. I'll take it. He's sending Grey Merchant. Don't know what that means. I think I can only attack with this guy though, because he can just block with Bottle Gnomes against Loyal Cathar. So if he has another Gary, there's not a lot we can do. This is why I think the matchup's poor. He's got a lot of answers here. I made him have an answer to Squadron Hawk. You could make an argument. I was very much considering holding the Hawk back, but because any other Gary really hurts us, I didn't want to exactly do that. So it basically comes down to another Gary wins him the game, and okay. So I guess I just make him, hang on a sec. He can go up to 5, so an attack doesn't really help. He puts Gary here to kill this, he puts this guy here, and he eats one of these. Yeah, so we just make him blow up the Bottle Gnomes. We really can't do anything else. Or have a spot removal. He's got to do something, yep. Okay. Seems like he's kind of whiffing or something, because I'm not exactly sure. He's at 3 now. Oh. Oh no! Another one. The hell? Well, we're giving him too many outs here. He has way too much time to figure something out. And if you're wondering why I'm playing all these lands out, it's because Chittering Rats and discard is going to punish us for holding them. So he's counting now, 2, 4, 6, 8. He can drop us to 4. Okay, nothing. Ooh, that's pretty good. I think we go for it, guys. Does this kill him? I think this kills him. If it resolves and he doesn't have tendrils or something. I think he's got at least 1 extra land. Now he can go up to 4. He can block. He can block. Alright, I'm gonna attack with everybody. We might pay the price, but we have to go for it, I think. Bottle Gnomes, huh? This must be an anti-burn card. Now, if he had, he has to basically have nothing, but we have to keep forcing him to have something, because if he ever draws this, the game's basically over. So if you can imagine, if you ask the question, why would this matchup be bad? Well, if they draw 2 copies of this card, and it's safe to say for me that the game is over at that point, that's a pretty good reason that it would be a bad matchup, right? They need to draw a single card. Pestilence was a 3-for-1 against us. Echoing Decay was a 4-for-1 against us. I mean, he has 2 cards to 1. We've seen 6 more cards than him, which is a big part of why we're winning right now. He hasn't seen a Sign in Blood or a Rager. He hasn't seen extra cards yet. It's basically the only reason we're in this game. He must have a way to win, or to stay alive, because he's been taking this much time. But I think his options are pretty limited. And we have to just hope he has nothing, right? We can't manipulate what he has. We have no way of interacting with him other than getting into the red zone. So apparently he's got some kind of removal spell. If it's an Edict, I think we can fairly easily still force through the extra bits of damage. So he needs to Edict away, or not Edict, but spot removal something here. Say it's Disfigure, 1 mana. What costs 1 mana? Well, it probably costs more than 1 mana. So if he Edicts me, I can just get rid of this guy, and it's still a lethal attack. Disfigure, he disfigured a token. So he's going back down to 1, and he has no board. He does have outs from here, but he's at 1. I think his last card's a Swamp. I mean, okay. So we had to basically force him to draw an immediate answer to our board position, and that's what Mono White is going to be doing a lot of the time. But things were particularly desperate for us there. Now, we did win the match 2-0, so it might not seem all that desperate, but trust me when I say that there are certain cards he could have that are so high impact. That Pestilence was very high impact. Echoing Decay was very high impact. Grey Merchant was very high impact. Even Chittering Rats in Game 1. If just a couple things were different in that first game, we would not have been able to push through for all that damage. He just didn't have a lot of removal that game, and he suffered the consequences. But I'm very happy to have this, probably the last time you're going to see White Weenie here on Dime a Dozen ever actually get by, and we ended up, on the better end of those 3 matches with a 2-1 finish, losing only to a better version of Mono White, at least head-to-head in tokens. So, guys, I would like to thank you very much for tuning in to this installment of That's Right, Dime a Dozen.